There's an X where I stand. Normally I'm in a room that's it has no windows, and I'm talking to a lot of y'all when I'm in that room. I don't have to stand anywhere, really. It's so nice for you guys to be here on this beautiful day in a dark room, so thank you for coming. I was a little worried. I'm Jason Moon Wilkins, WNXP, and hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So many of you are supporters, sustaining members of our station, and it is huge. We were just talking a minute ago about how you don't read the comments on social media, which I do not, and when I have, I regret it. But we always read the comments, obviously, when you guys donate, and it really is just like lifeblood, when we see what it means and the reaction, just awesome. So to be able to see you all in person is great, and even greater to be able to bring to the stage our current Nashville Artist of the Month. We don't usually get to do it in the time like this, and one of my favorite artists, Phosphorescent. So we're going to do a few questions before the actual performance begins. And Matthew, when I was thinking about this, we did a very long interview in person at his studio, which was great. And then I thought, do I have any other questions for you? But you guys didn't hear every single question we asked. But Matthew was nice enough to not only sit for that interview, but also he made a map that hopefully some of you guys have seen. It was very cool, about some of his favorite places in Middle Tennessee. And one of the things that stuck out to me was you said you had written a good bit of the song Impossible House at Bledsoe Creek State Park.
Yeah.
And I had a tactical question for you. So did that mean that you were out there writing in a book, or did you actually, I had a vision of you for a second walking out with the acoustic guitar into the state park. And did you?
Oh, no, this is a tactical question. I appreciate that. First of all, hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. And thank you to Jason. I have two distinct memories. I went out there a few times during this time. I did bring a guitar, but I was less romantically than you might think sitting in the passenger seat of my van with a guitar and a notebook on the dashboard at the boat ramp. So not even really in the nature so much, but just at the nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nature adjacent.
I was
that's
nature
okay.
adjacent.
But you were looking out and inspired possibly.
I had to go somewhere, and also I find that I'm pretty lazy, and the driving also feels like being in nature. From inside the car,
Yeah.
So that was where a lot of those lines actually kind of were kicking in, and I knew that I was trying to write. So, but yeah, I did have a notebook, and I did go sit, physically by the water with the guitar. But in all candor,
Either way.
that always feels stupid. And sitting there by the water with the guitar.
Do you feel pressure in that situation?
Yeah, I just feel like, what am I doing out here, And then, what weirdly happens, you do it, and it feels pretty terrible, and nothing good ever happens there. And then, sort of magically, like 2 days later, things just start happening. So I feel like you got to do it. And again, I can't stress to you enough, nothing has ever happened out there in the moment. But then later, it kind of like kicks the door down or something, and then you kind of can get there, I think.
Yeah, jars it loose.
Yeah. I think.
That's great. I'm still going to imagine you by the water.
Yeah.
After you've written the song. You also provided a playlist for us, and it was a lot of the songs that were part of the Full Moon Project. If you guys are Phosphorescent fans, you know what that is. Recording a song for every full moon, which when we previously talked, you said was way more of a chore than you thought it would be.
Yeah.
Going into it. You're like, this sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Then the night before, it was supposed to come out.
It was a year-long project as opposed to maybe a couple weeks. Then I could release them throughout the year. It took every day of that year to.
Well, some great songs on it.
Thank you.
And I wondered through that process, was there a song that surprised you? You know, one that maybe you, like, I guess the question really is, did you go into it with, I'm going to cover these exact songs,
Yep.
or through the process, did you find something you went, oh?
Yeah, that's a good question. About half and half, I think, where I did have a loose idea of some songs, and I got a group of people together in January when I realized I was going to do it, and realized that I could do it through the year, and recorded about, I don't know, it was just a couple of days. We just kind of got together and recorded about 10 or 15 songs, and it was really just kind of for fun. And then what I mean is, no, I didn't have a list of like, these ones will happen.
Right, yeah.
But then there were a couple that was, like, I definitely going to get to that one. But a couple of them came up completely organically in the moment for a lot of reasons, which is what I kind of had wanted to do, I think, was that, and when I first started that project, I wrote something, I guess tongue-in-cheek, that was saying, I'd like to release a song on the full moon for the rest of my life. And I was only halfway kidding. I clearly was way overshooting it. But I did think that, like, it's not a big deal to record a song, especially if it's not a Phosphorescent song, which has all kinds of sort of things that get in my way. Yeah, just recording some songs that I love. And, you know, I love songs every day, and I think everybody loves songs every day. And
That's my job, actually.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it was just like recording some of those.
Yeah. That's
And yes, learned a lot from doing that. Yeah.
But some great stuff. I really, really enjoyed that. And, you know, one of the things that we talked about, this is a bit of a preview. The full feature story will be coming next week on WNXP and WPLN. But before that, background, this is sort of like the way Star Wars did it, you know? We're talking about the thing afterwards, and then you'll get the prequel. So you talked about how this record originally, in your mind, was going to be more of a spare, stark album by the nature of the songs, but also arrangement-wise. And then you put this band together, and it went musically in a more dynamic direction, you know? And now that you're getting out, you're playing, and primarily playing solo, are these songs moving back to that more original state, or like, how are they evolving, I guess, at this point?
I think that's a good question. I think so. It's not quite true, though. The writing of them definitely made me feel like it was a very insular and perhaps too intimate kind of a record. It's a downer of a record, y'all. I'll go ahead and address that as well. And so it felt like a bummer of it felt like it needed a bummer of a presentation as well. And what I mean to say is, we recorded kind of quickly with a core group of people, and then I worked with it for 5 months or so. And then the thing that happened that was the difference, I think, was actually not so much in arranging. It was actually a mixing thing, where I had mixed it like it was kind of like this very precious small thing, where like all the arrangements were kind of there, and none of that really changed. But like the way that I had the drums, for example, would be like they were like drums for your mind, right? And then this great mixer called Dave Cerminara in LA took it out to Los Angeles and mixed it with him, or remixed it, like did the final mixes. Yeah. And it was like, you can feel the drum, like they're in your body, it's like it didn't feel like a big record like that to me in my mind, and then it became that, and it was sort of, that was the really revelatory part of it, which is, so I guess what I'm saying is they do feel like big songs to me now in a way that took months and months and months to figure out. And so now we're going to strip them back down for this performance, anyways. But no, there's still I'm taking a big old band out on the road for this, and it's actually just been really cool. These doing things like this, like radio things and intimate performances, and yeah, getting back to I like it all. I guess is what I'm saying. I feel like hopefully, if I did my job right, the songs can handle whatever, and you try to just give them the best sort of thing for that moment.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel all the time, actually. But records are weird because then you're saying it's just that one moment, but it's forever, right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem with
One moment is
records, I
forever.
think, is they get records get like it's like the permanent thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. That songs don't
Sharpie.
feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sharpie. Yeah. The permanent tattoo.
Well, the real reason we're here is to see you play. And Joe Shortnikoff, who you guys know, one of our very first things we did in the Sonic Cathedral. So it's so nice to have Joe back up here as well. So again, thank you guys so much for supporting the station, for being here. Big thanks to the Blue Room for hosting us. And yeah, let's listen to some music. Thank you, man.